Breaking news, guys. Bitcoin is officially signaling today the beginning of the next bull run, which will probably result in me making anywhere from $50 to upwards of $150,000 this week alone. So in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly which coins I'm going to do that with. Let's get into it. If you're looking for the next 100x crypto project to buy into, you have come to the right place. My name is Fous, and I have been a professional day trader for nearly 20 years. I deposited $20,000 into an account, and in just over a year, it's now worth nearly $2 million. On this channel, I'm going to present to you the best altcoins to buy, such as getting into Mana before it ripped 595%, getting into Dogecoin before it ran 15,000%. So if you want to hear about all the best trade opportunities first, hit that subscribe button, and more importantly, turn on the notifications bell so you can get these time-sensitive trade ideas immediately when my new videos go live. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Not financial advice, just Fous, using 20 years of knowledge in trading and then implementing it every day in the markets, and then talking about it here on YouTube and telling you not to follow what I'm doing because that's stupid. At least you're here possibly learning how to do some things, but I don't recommend following exactly what I'm doing. You should be making those decisions for yourself. But let's take a look at what's going on here in Bitcoin today under the current circumstances. As of right now, things are looking very bullish for us, and let's take a look at exactly why. Currently, guys, Bitcoin is still trading solidly inside of this bear flag within the bear trend. But as of right now, we are officially breaking out above this recent consolidation, retesting the TrendX indicator. We broke this flag here and traded sideways, and now we're officially, as of right now, breaking out above this level, which could be indicating the next leg up to potentially coming back up and retesting kind of a major pivotal point here at about 26,000 on Bitcoin, which one could be retesting the upper level of this bear flag. But on a longer term scale, we're retesting the overall bearish channel that we were in, which is going to come back down at a very pivotal point at about 26.7, which also correlates to the low that was made back here on about May 22nd. So we do have a pivotal area with three areas of resistance here. One, we have the bear flag here in this channel. We also have the lows from May 22nd, about 26.7, as well as the descending channel here. So this area could be two different things. One, it's going to be a high area of resistance where we're probably going to start seeing selling pressure. But in the case we do break out above that zone, that's going to potentially push us into the next level, which is going to be in this range here, about the 28.5 lows that we're continually testing here. And then also the upper range of this is about 32,000. Then obviously right smack dab in the middle of that, the psychological number of 30K. So that's definitely a possibility that we could see potentially going in, but I'm not going to, bet my money on it. I'll probably be locking in most of my gains on Bitcoin if we reach near about 26,000 to 27,000, right? Because the lows here, 26.8 bear flag, as well as the descending trend. I'm not going to, risk not locking in my gains at a potential peak. I'll probably lock in at least 70 to 80% of my gains here, and then maybe hold on a little bit into a potential range into here, into the 30Ks, but I'll definitely be looking at a potential short in the markets if we do get up in this range here. So that's the current situation on Bitcoin. Definitely looking very bullish as of right now. Also, we're holding this horizontal neckline support, which we tested a few times, as well as the TrendX indicator. So overall, things are looking great here across the board for Bitcoin, and I do expect it to be a strong week. It's only Monday, potentially looking to see a continued rally. With that said, let's take a look at some other factors that we have to consider, which are US 30, guys, of which I'm looking to potentially short soon. As of right now, still looking very bullish. I'm expecting this bull flag that we're forming up right here to break the previous channel here, run up into my potential short zone here. Now I want to see it break out above these recent highs, which will then create a bull trap within this zone, which will also potentially retest this area right here, right? Because this is a very bearish zone coming in right here, then breaking above this level. Also these pivotal highs right here, also in conjunction with the descending trend. This is going to be a prime zone to short, which is in between a range of about 32.3 upwards of 34.2 that I'll be getting short on US 30, and also be locking in my gains across the board in altcoins, because we are reaching a very overbought territory and coming into a very strong level of resistance where I think the bear trend overall will continue, and the US 30 will continue to slide to new lows, potentially down to retesting the lower range, which would be within the next month or two, about 28,000. So that's what I'm looking at across the board to get short as well as on the Ethereum, right? We're still grinding the Trendex indicator. I'm expecting a push potentially up to about 2,000, where I'll also be locking in my gains across the board in my altcoins, potentially looking for a short on Ethereum as well. Let's actually draw the channel here on Ethereum and see where this is lining up. So relatively close in the channel here as well on Ethereum, right? The channel could potentially come up towards, 2,100, which would be the next level, unless it's, dragged out all the way for the next month or two to 2,000. But I think we'll probably see some sort of short squeeze. Ethereum has been moving very, very fast lately. So what I'm also concerned about is all of a sudden Ethereum gives us like a 1 or 2 day pump up to 2K. The altcoins don't correlate that kind of price action, and we don't get a huge opportunity to lock in our gains, or don't see big gains across the board in the altcoins because Ethereum already topped out and the altcoins didn't follow through. That's a potential scenario. So that's kind of what's going on across the market, right? I'm expecting Bitcoin to reach somewhere in this pivotal point over here where we got 3 areas of resistance where I'll be locking in my gains. We can see my position here. I have a decent sized position on Bitcoin, about $329,000. I'm up 13.5 on it currently. And I got a lot of orders to lock in gains upwards into that zone of about 23.7 with a lower range about 24,000. I'll be locking in gains the entire time. Across the board, who knows how much it's going to be once that's all locked in, maybe 25, 30K plus in profits if all profit targets were hit, which I do think we could definitely go higher than that. But I'm going to be, not swinging for the fence here, just looking for consistent, a little bit more safer gains within a bear market because it's very unpredictable. We don't know what's going to happen. So let's just take a look at my current positions that we have here. One is AVAX, which we got into here nicely. My average entry on AVAX was 24.90. Current price is 24.80. I'm up about 9,800, or about 15,000 in total, because I already realized gains as this starts going into my grid profit zone across the board on AVAX. So upper target on AVAX would be for me 36, but I'll be locking in gains the entire way up across the board on AVAX. Currently, it's in a revival breakout pattern. So good to see that this is following through with strength prior to really seeing Bitcoin actually make the follow through. So it's already a step ahead of the game on AVAX. Next one is ACA, USD here, which did actually start breaking out when we got in this day. Now it's pulling back, reconsolidating. I'm definitely thinking this could still have a potential big move to the upside if we get a sustained breakout, especially if Bitcoin continues to follow through. We got in at about 0.32 here. First profit target is about 0.42, about 10 cents above that, which would be the first profit target is about 35% gain for us, with a potential next major top resistance here at about 108% gain. Will that happen? I don't know, right? It would have to happen pretty quick because I don't know how long this rally is going to last for crypto in general. So I'm definitely locking in gains as always across the board along the way, and then moving my stop up the entire time. Next up, guys, is UNFI. This thing has the ability to make insane moves in single days. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm mostly looking for here on UNFI. I just got long at about 9:02 2 days ago in the Wolfpack Telegram group. If you're not in there, go ahead and join with the link down below. It's going to give you all my buys, sells, profit targets, and stop loss levels with the chart analysis prior to me talking about it ever here on YouTube. So you're getting in there first and maximizing the most of what I'm looking at as opposed to getting in late to the party. First profit target is about to be about 10.50 on UNFI, and I'm basically going to be locking in gains the entire way up throughout the highs of this candle. And maybe if it breaks out above that, it will see one little quick spike, of which that would be my top profit target as of right now, but with stops in the lower 820 range here for UNFI. Who fucking knows what they do? I don't know. I don't care. All I know is it has the ability to make these big single day moves, as we've seen multiple times here. So I'm trying to catch another spike here if we do see a consolidation break. This is what we call an actual survival pattern that I teach in the Krypton courses, basically utilizing everything I've learned in the last 20 years of my trading career, all laid out in a simple to follow and easy to learn course. Link's going to be below for that. But the next up is GMT, which has been a pain in my ass because we are long and strong here. I locked in about a quarter of my profits here at a 111 after we got in the low 90s. And then we've been waiting for about a month for this to do something. And just finally today, again, a similar pattern to what Bitcoin is doing, just finally kind of breaking out of this little mini flag pattern, just like Bitcoin is doing as of right now. Consolidation, holding, now breaking out of this flag pattern, kind of similar to what GMT is currently doing at the moment at about 95 cents. I'm still long. How high it's going to go, I don't know. my patience is wearing thin. We're also fairly high in the patterns, especially in the US stock market. The probabilities of these patterns continually moving up are running out of room to grow, right? We've already seen the bulk of the move on Ethereum. We've already probably seen the bulk of the move on NASDAQ and US 30. I'm looking for one more spike basically in locking in gains. So kind of right now, my profit targets on DEPIN, of which, if it does break at about 113, this could easily push up to 160s, maybe even $2 per coin. I'm going to be locking in gains, anywhere from 1 upwards to 130 will be my primary short-term targets, locking in gains. But there's a potential if we do see a big run all of a sudden out of nowhere in the crypto market. This pattern is very, very powerful, but every time it's seen any kind of spike so far, we've been getting sell-off. So my confidence is a little bit lower on GMT at the moment, but I'm still long 6-figure position, more than 6 figures. So, I do have a decent sized position on GMT still. Next up is PYR. Same pattern as Bitcoin, guys, right? Flagging, now breaking out of this small little flag pattern here. We already took advantage of a 60% gainer here, locked in profits, and I started buying the dip down here. We're continually long, holding the trend X indicator. If we break out over 490, I'm expecting another 15 to 30% push instantly into the next profit targets, which will be 530, 611, 654 upper target with a primary very strong resistance zone about $8 per coin. That's PYR. Also still long Block, the Blocktopia Express, my friends. We're already up massively on this. I locked in gains, top ticked 0.0056, locked in gains. I had close to multiple 6-figure position here, okay, but I've already locked in maybe about 40% of that in my profit target zones, as we already reached 0.0045 and 0.0056 profit targets, which is already about 66% above our entry price right now. So now I'm just hoping for a flag consolidation, break out these highs about 0.005657, and then run back up potentially all the way up here to 0.008229 to lock in more gains. But, I'll probably be piecing out along the way. But the next profit target here of the next major resistance level and pivot point is about 0.0082 on Blocktopia. So overall, this is holding up very, very nicely. We've seen how big these moves can happen on Blocktopia when it does make the moves. Easy 100% gains on, the historical past of Blocktopia's price action. So still long and strong, over 6-figure position here in Blocktopia. Next up is Mana. Mana the banana, guys, currently up nicely here in the perp futures account, about $10,000 profit on Mana. I'll be locking in gains all the way up into the grid here on Mana. Upwards of about 150 is my top target where I'm going to be locking in gains across the board on Mana. But, potentially the highest resistance point that I think that is within reach is about 166 on Mana, potentially possible, but I'll be locking in gains the entire way up. The major pivot points about 121, 133, and 166 on Mana. We're finally breaking out today, although the volume today is very weak. Okay, we still have a lot of time before this candle closure. You can see we still have 17 hours left in this candle, but I'd like to be seeing increased volume and a much bigger spike in volume on the breakout for confirmation of buyers. The next setup here, guys, is VRA, which we started loading up down here at about 0.00565. We're currently up at about 0.0064, which is about, 13% above our entry. Potential top profit target that's within reach is about 100% gainer from here. But again, I'll always be locking in gains along the way. As you can see, I have alerts set here for profit targets when they trigger T1, 2, 3, and 4. If you're in my Telegram group, when I put out these alerts, guys, you get my stop targets and profit targets where I'm giving you the highest probability pivot points to be locking in gains. So definitely get into the Telegram group below if you're not in it already. Sand. I banked huge on Sand on this run. I also banked huge on Mana on this run. We got it in pre-breakout prior to this happening and then rode this all the way up to about 450. Could that possibly happen again? Probably not, because we're in a bear market. I do think that Sand has the ability to make, if this breaks out about 145, the next major pivot point, we got 190, about $2 per coin. Obviously, $2 is going to be a psychological barrier. That would probably be the highest probability point to get in and get out. And then the next point here is about 245 here on Sand, of which those are kind of my two main profit targets on Sand, but I'll be locking in gains the entire way up all the way to $2 per coin. And then maybe a small piece of action up here to be holding on for, the home run trade up here. I'm always going to be locking in gains and moving my stops up along the way. YGG, this one has also been a pain in my ass because it's been similar to GMT where we've had multiple, big moves. I was in here, I was up 20K overnight, woke up the next morning, was back down to break even. We're now highly oversold on the daily chart. We're still in about 81, 82 cents. We're almost break even on this, basically close to hitting my stop levels. I'm not that confident in YGG. It has potential to move. We've seen it move before, and the pattern here is still great, but it's lagging the crypto market. It's lagging Ethereum hard. It's lagging Bitcoin. Does it have the juice in it to break out and start hitting these profit targets? I'm getting a little bit less confident in the YGG position. Next up is SHIB, guys, which also has potential to make big moves. Okay, I got over a 6-figure position on here on SHIB. We're finally back into the green here. Potentially, if we break out over about 0.000013, first profit target is not too far away, about 0.00001399, and then the next levels of 1617 and 18, and then the top market level at 0.02 up into this resistance level right here. SHIB, it's a very thick stock, right? The liquidity is very high, very high volume traded. So it takes a lot of volume to push this. Obviously, the lower liquidity the coin, the easier it is and the less money it takes to push it up to make big gains. SHIB is one of the highest searched, if not the highest searched coin on YouTube. So the meme crowd is strong. There's a lot of power behind it when they do start moving, as we've seen SHIB make those moves again. So if Bitcoin does make that move, I'm placing a bet here with a pretty good risk reward and managed risk that we could see another spike up on SHIB that I'll be taking advantage of and basically using the meme crowd because they probably think they're getting rich again. Then I'll lock in my gains and walk away and look for the next setup. ENJ not in this anymore, so we'll get this out of here. XRP, last position here. If we do see a spike on XRP, I'll probably be locking in gains. I'm not sure what I want to do with XRP if I want to hodl this thing. Hodling has never been a good idea for me ever. So if we do see a spike with the market, I'll probably be locking in gains because I do think Bitcoin is going to go lower. I might exit this position and then try to get back in XRP down in 20 cents or lower, maybe even down to 9 cents. If Bitcoin drops to 9 to 12K, where I think it could potentially go, I think that's going to correlate into 20 to 15 cents or so on XRP. So that would be, a much more favorable position for me to get into XRP. But anyways, guys, that's it for today. Lots of stuff going on, 50 to 150K this week. If we do see a continuation in the markets, time will tell. As of right now, Bitcoin is holding strong, and I do think we're going to potentially see a push to the next levels, 25.5, potentially. Best case scenario, 32.2 on Bitcoin. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one.